Join the crew as a member of the Onyx Key for exclusive members-only messages, redirections, and content. We already have a bunch of videos live with some familiar topics as well as new questions, so I'll see you on the other side of the Onyx Key. Make sure you hit the join button to go deeper down this experience with me. Hey family, so we're back with another pick a card aura love reading. We're gonna see what seductive energy you give off and the new spin. This is our second time adding in the specific, very specific question of how the karmics react to you. And we've always led with that as one of the underlying themes, but I changed the title the last time I did it. And it's such a big deal energetically that we need that change, to where I copied an older thumbnail that had the old version of the title. And like the lens started to fog up and everything to make sure that I was like paying attention, like, oh no, go get that right title. So we did that, and I'm just gonna give everybody the disclaimer really quick, like I always do, that this is an informational, educational reading. We're gonna look at your divine feminine or divine masculine aura. We're gonna see what the seductive sexual energy you give off is, and we're going to look to see how you generally give it off to specific archetypes. So I want to see if there's a distinction in how different types of soul contracts, whether karmic, soulmate, twin flame, whatever your labels, we want to see how they're going to interpret your energy. And hopefully some of you already let me know that this is the case. This is to help you navigate these relationships, and I'm hoping that it is a useful tool in interpreting the type of connection that you are actively dealing with. So good for you. We love to see y'all be successful. All right, so I am going to, no, I'm not gonna hold it up yet because we're using Graffiti Volume 3, which is new. We haven't used it yet. Yeah, I wanted to bring this up because I mentioned in a lot of the other readings and even in memberships, like there's a lot of random synchronicities and things like that. And as I was going through some of my stuff in a random luggage I was going through, I found this little owl, and it's a necklace, and I don't remember buying it. I don't know if this is the type of thing I would like purchase, because nothing wrong with it. It's just not, I don't know that I would, maybe like as a trinket, but I don't know as a necklace, right? So anyway, I found it. Don't remember where it comes from. It possibly came through a gift or something that I have, but it just was in there all googly eyed like that. And I'm just like, why is that there? So, and I found it as I was preparing for this reading. So, you know, if the owl is calling you, we have it on the channel, but like if you're seeing synchronicities or symbolism of owls, or if it's just a personal reference for you in some way, then just know this is a confirmation that there's definitely a pile here for you. Or maybe if you're new and you're stumbling on a channel, this is your right place, right space. I just want to take that off so you could see it's a cute little guy, but still it's just odd that it was just in there waiting to be found. So now we will hold the thumbnail up so you can choose your piles. And I have thumbnail. Where is it? Okay, boom. Now I can see what you see on your screen. Pile number 1 is the mixed fruit sundae. Pile number 2 is the banana split sundae. Pile number 3 is the fudge sundae with almonds. And then pile number 4 is the chocolate ice cream with fresh berries. I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile number 1, my mixed fruit sundae. We're gonna take a look at what energy you give off, what seductive energy you give off, and how the karmics may be reacting to you. Now, I have the word karmic in the title because it's been loud since the last time I did it. But we look for the positives as well, right? We want to see how healthy connections, healthy soulmates are going to react to you as well. Now, this is a group, I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably one of the reasons why we have the title change to emphasize karmics. I don't want you to be alarmed. It's not anything crazy, but there's a heavy theme already in this pile of like the past being very much present in a way that I don't really care for. It's nothing scary, nothing crazy, but it's like, for example, you move, right? And you bring all of the garbage with you, right? Like, let's say instead of packing and getting rid of the things you don't need, you just bring all that garbage with you. Now you have all of the same chaos in this new place. That's kind of what the aura stepping into this power feels like. It's like, okay, you need to clear your aura, cleanse your energy, cut off certain attachments, or have better boundaries with them, because that is already here, right? And it's like a deja vu of it. Like, it feels like deja vu, to where it's like, okay, this happened before, this happened before. It's like your aura is new, or maybe you've reinvented it yourself, or maybe like you're just in a new era of life. Like, you've made some changes that would have changed your aura, it feels like, for all of you. And that's going to vary because you all have a variety of experiences. But it feels like despite the shift, the change, there's something there lingering. Okay, and it could be a person, since that's today's topic, but it could just be energetic. It could be trauma, because this also feels like a power where, when it comes to attracting karmics or even healthy soulmates, it's like you may have paper doll syndrome, where it's like the same person, different body. You just keep getting in an eerie way, like you're dealing with the same exact person. It almost feels like, even though it's not, like it's a whole new person in a whole new place. They may not even look alike, but their energy and the way they interact with you is like down to the T, the way previous people have done. That's what that's called. So if you have that, maybe this power is going to help you. So let me see what's going on. Tell me what's going on with my mixed fruit sundae. Oh, okay. We got the lunar eclipse of a maturing of sovereignty. You have a very regal aura, I'll give you that much. It's definitely an aura people would want a piece of. I think I even just saw blessing try to jump out. And boundary, what did I tell you? You need boundaries. And like I said, it's always a polarity, and the story is going to connect, right? Basically, the polarity is where one side of you has very firm boundaries that karmics are very eager to try to test, and then the other side is one that kind of lacks boundaries, which is why we have this energetic leak that we have, right? And those of you with the firm boundaries, you're still in that intro part of the pile where I was talking about how people are just like trying to tap into your energy and things like that, because that's what it feels like. It feels like just repeating cycles and things like that. So we've got preparation, which is the planting moon, and we have a reversal of hibernation. So what we have here so far is boundaries with preparation, which is planting moon. So like, think planting seeds, and hibernation in reverse. So we're talking about someone here that has an aura of like being very open, seeds being easily planted. Again, hibernation in reverse would be someone that's very social, very outgoing, someone that's really just ready to go, right? Eager to connect with other people. Or it could be someone with an aura that makes people really want to penetrate it in a way where it's like, okay, let me plant these seeds so I can see if I can open this person up. When we talk about testing boundaries or lack thereof, we're having issues focusing. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I drop it down, if that helps. It's not like there's a lot of chaotic light hitting, but I think, hilariously enough, today it's the candles that's throwing off the lens. So we may get rid of the candles. They're literally just here for aesthetics. So tell me what's going on with my pile number 1, my mixed fruit sundae. Okay. See, that's the hermit, which rules like hibernation. Here we go, socializing. And I'll shuffle and get that third card. Let's do that. 5 of Pentacles. There we go. And the 6 of Pentacles. You have a giving aura. The interesting thing about everybody selecting this pile is that you all seem to have the type of aura that has everyone. Karmics, healthy soulmates, anybody that wants to connect with you, feeling like you have everything that they need. You basically have the aura, the energy. It feels like whatever they're lacking, they know they can receive from you. Now, I don't know how true it is. That's just the impression of the aura. So, it is one of those flowy, fantasy-based auras where people may overreact to you, for better or for worse, right? So let me go ahead and keep pulling these cards. Tell me, what seductive does my mixed fruit sundae give off? We got air sign energy of open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. Now that's my Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Light and flowy aura, I heard the words. That's what it is, because your aura doesn't seem heavy. Your aura doesn't seem like it has a lot of baggage. Even those of you that have the boundary, it feels like the boundary is in place to protect the peace, right? Whereas the overextending side that lacks the boundaries a little bit, or is perceived to, it's like that, like people perceive, those of you that feel like you could use more boundaries, it feels like you're an easy target because you don't have that heavy trauma. You don't have that heavy baggage. You have that light energy. And it could be because you don't have the trauma. It could be because you're like that due to trauma. It's just that the people tapping into your aura, or like wanting to connect with you, or even just people's impression of your aura, they're not in tune enough to tap in that deeply to see, okay, this person is like that due to trauma. It's kind of like, those really bubbly personality types. People are like, man, they have no worries. But typically you find like sometimes those are like the most depressed people, like that. So I have, more air sign energy of Gemini. Okay, curiosity, intuition, and networking. The boundaries card is here because the reaction to your aura, whether they feel like it's easy to or not, curious. People just really want to get in your business. You may find very difficult to maintain privacy because people just want to know all about you, what you're doing, and just in general, okay? I've got Sun, which is a very loud energy in general because that luminary rules your personality and your overall energy. Some of you may have Sun in Gemini, literally, which you're in the right place, right space. But it's just, I mentioned everything I said at the beginning stands because it's a lot going on. So let me, you know what? I'm not done with this yet. The way your healthy soulmates are going to connect with you is very similar to how your karmics are going to attempt to connect with you. You know the phrase, and I remember saying it in a reading, and if you pick that pile, you're definitely in right place, right space, because I can't tell you where I said this, but it's one of those things of looks like a phantom until one pulls up. That's the confusion with you and your karmics, because your karmics are very good at cosplaying, right? Like they're very good at pretending to have depth, pretending to be generous and giving and caring, pretending to be friendly, pretending to be intellectual, like whatever it is, they're willing to pretend to be whatever they need to be to connect deeper with you, even if it's just out of curiosity, right? That's really what it all boils down to. Your healthy soulmates are authentic. It's real. There's no rug to pull from beneath them because they are who they say they are, the way they say they are. And no one's perfect, but the one thing that you're going to see at the foundation of your healthy soulmates is a heavy, heavy layer of truth, right? Like they are as intelligent as they seem. They are as friendly as they seem. They are as giving, nurturing as they seem. They have the depth that they lean into with. Okay. I'm gonna pull from this deck so I can see if I can get more like love things. See, look at that. I mentioned that really flowy fantasy thing. You have one of those auras that's really flowy and fantasy like, to where it really intrigues people in a way where they're willing to lie and all the things like that just to get deeper, even if it's for a short time, even if it's not, they don't want to go that deep romantically with you. They're curious. They want to know, right? With the enchanted love. Let me get like 1 or 2 more. Okay, we got accountability and we have patience, which hit the floor. So we'll put it here. All right, great. You know how I mentioned that aura of like having exactly what that person feels they need at that time? It feels slow. So like anyone experiencing your aura, it feels very slow, very solid, but at the same time enchanting. And that's how it comes off to others, okay? And I think that's to give you the understanding of like how other people may be reacting to you. Because some of you may need a little more patience. And I don't want to say accountability, that's a harsh word for this topic, with seeing how people are enchanted with you. Because I know we're leaning into karmics and soulmates just because we want to see like how your decision making. But it feels like just generally people may, like you may find that you have to like repeat yourself, have a lot more patience with people, because something about your aura, it's very slow, like it's halting, like it slows people down in a way where they're really just enchanted, especially like at first impression, because like they're just trying to like, it's like they're watching the aura, they're feeling the aura. And I'm not talking about woo-woo esoteric people, I'm talking about the average person. Like there's just something about your energy, it's mesmerizing the people, okay? So like the first time they interact with you, or even the first few times, and some people may just simply never get over it. That's why they look at you funny. That's why they carry themselves like that around you. That's why people get really awkward and stuff. Like something about that. And it has nothing to do with looks. It's just your energy. It's very different from the average person, to where the frequency is unique enough to where anyone that hasn't experienced someone like that, it throws them off. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Let me keep pulling these cards so I can see. I got 4 stacks of this graffiti because they got 260 cards in this deck. We got so many options here. So tell me what's going on for my pile number 1. What seductive energy is my pile 1 giving off? Interesting. Graffiti volume 3 fell face down here. So we've got manosphere. Okay, what's that? We got online communities that promote healthy masculinity but have become controversial for promoting misogyny. Okay. Yeah, it's all that. So here's the thing. Yeah, I know I'm messing up. I'm pronouncing words wrong and all. It's fine, because I don't want to lose I don't want to lose the actual message. So here's the thing. And that 50-50 card ties in. Fine. You got to be careful, because you find, so those of you that identify as feminine, you'll find that your karmics are going to be the shadow of this, because your healthy soulmates are going to be the lighter depiction of this, right? So where we talk about healthy masculinity, right? That's going to be your healthy soulmates, right? Someone that kind of understands, they have an open mind, an open perspective, especially if you're traditional, right? They'll have a very traditional mindset, but not only where it benefits them. Here, your karmics are going to be like this, okay? Straight up, like the manosphere, the shadow representation of that. Which, those of you that may be more attracted to feminines, same vibe. You're going to see that your karmics are leaning into that toxic, feminine, hyper receptive vibe, right? So you just got to keep that in mind, that people with that energy tend to be, I don't want to say energy vampires, but I like to say selfish, because if you really pay attention to what people that are too far leaning into that say, whether we're talking about masculine, feminine energy, it's always about what they can get. It's always about selfish. It's never about actual like compatibility or partnership or relationships. It's just, this is what I'm going to get the way that I'm going to get it. And this is how I want people to respond. So you just definitely need to make sure you have healthy boundaries if you're leaning on the side that lacks that, because this is exactly the type of aura that people that are predatory in nature, that are seeking someone that they can control, would want. Okay, let me pick this up because I want to get a couple more cards from it. So it's basically like, if you want to use spiritual rule terms, like the people, your karmics are, I actually heard, I'm seeing the phrase false twin flames. So definitely, if you like those labels, definitely false twin flames, but they would be like masquerading as divine feminine, masquerading as a divine masculine. You see what I'm saying? And then when you cut down all of the insecurities and the trauma, you'll see that they're really leaning into those types of beliefs in a way that doesn't make any sense for any healthy connection, right? We've got frivolous lawsuit, distractions from real issues, abuse of power, empty attacks, baseless accusations, false claims. That's the energy of lying, right? It is an energy of lying. It is an energy of being a victim. So be mindful of, so this is how your karmics are gonna react to you. Yeah, you're gonna be taking the blame for other people or paying for someone else's sake, right? You got to be real selfless, real self-sacrificing for your karmics. Same exact vibe. Which, this is it, right? When we talk about distractions from real issues, your karmics absolutely would be gaslighting you. Okay, like they would be, because they're never wrong, right? Everything is their way, so they're never wrong. So that's the issue you're gonna have with your karmics, is in them being so high and mighty, it's always your fault, no matter what, right? Oh, you know, if you were an ideal partner, you would be more like this, even though you were never like that when they met you, or they're not even a reflection of that themselves. It's kind of like when people have all of these prerequisites that don't align with them. Like they want someone that's so healthy, so fit. You're not healthy, you're not fit. They want someone in a certain tax bracket. You're not anywhere near that tax bracket. You know what I mean? Like that. It's just, you know, when people do that, and I'm not trying to like insult anybody, but it's just, you got to watch it, because that's how your karmics are. Okay. And then your healthy soulmates are the complete reversal of that, because they can walk the walk, right? Like everything about the healthy soulmates on a table, that they can walk the walk, even if they're not perfect, even if they're a work in progress. Because I don't want you guys to, you know, take this that literally. If your healthy soulmates are a work in progress, they're accountable in the way that I'm not living the way that I should, or there are extra steps I need to take, or, you know, I have a plan for where I want to be in 5 years, because I'm not there right now. Like they know what it takes, and they're not gonna deflect and place blame outside of themselves on why they're not in alignment with the version of themselves they want to be. Okay, so yeah, because with the karmics, you're the reason why they're not. Like if you ask them, they'll be like, yeah, no, it's definitely part one's fault that I am like this, why I react to people like this or them. We got receipts, hard evidence, screenshots, text, photos, facts, holds the truth, has the upper hand, emotional record. Ooh, you're not gonna have to look very hard for your healthy soulmates. In contrast to the karmics, look at what is in front of you, take it at face value for what it is. Okay? Trust these people when they show you who they are, right? Don't listen to what they say, because they be lying. Because this pile, the karmics, they lie. They will lie. They will lie compulsively. They will lie unprovoked. They will just be lying all the time, okay? The receipts are what happens in the 3D. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel, right? Like that. You got to be like that so that you know what's going on with these people, because the healthy soulmate is who they say they are. Okay? So the beauty here is that your karmics, they're going to lie. They're not going to, like, I've seen karmics hit the table where they're very honest. And that's the scary part, is they're very upfront, so it doesn't seem like they're toxic because they're self-aware and things like that. No, the karmics on this pile lie. Lie, pretend, masquerade, cosplay. Okay, so here we have an insurance policy, we have a contract of protection, someone is hiding money from you, took something out in your name. Okay, so we got receipts, we got insurance policy, especially those of you, and I don't like to lead with financial because that throws y'all off in a way where some of you, that may be used by some of the people you ask about, you're like, well, I don't have money, so it's definitely not me, because that's your way of deflecting that that's not how your person treats you. I don't lean into that. Even though I've got the Five of Pentacles, I got the insurance policy and receipts, how would this, when you think of your past karmics, how have they drained you in some way? Like, what way were you needing to take a bullet for them? What way did you need to have receipts to protect yourself? What way did they consider you their insurance policy, right? Like, it doesn't have to be financial, even though there are a lot of indicators here. How are you safe in safety, security? How do you provide value to this person, right? And think of that when you're dealing with someone where you're not sure if it's a karmic or a soulmate, because the way that they see you as having a boundary that they need to penetrate because they know they can get something out of it, or not having boundaries and leaning into that and hoping and being excited that you don't have that so that they can get what they need, right? Because we got pennies from heaven, divine intervention, small blessings, synchronicities, support from ancestors, hope and abundance. And it feels like you're very gifted in some area of life, some talented in some area of life, intelligent in some area of life, and people with certain promise, certain potential, with an aura that looks like it is built for success, typically have this issue where we talk about energy vampires and people looking to connect with them and manipulate the energy and basically become whoever they feel like they need to be to connect, because people want safety, people want security, people want to get ahead. And in a situation where they can do so romantically, they absolutely will, okay? But be mindful, because I don't care if you have money, a little bit of money, a lot of money. I led with the whole whatever energy you have of value, still watch your money. I don't care if you got $5, okay? Because this is a power where your karmics will absolutely steal money from you, absolutely use you for money, okay? So, some of you getting so comfortable with your money that you don't even realize they're spending your money until you see literal receipts, okay? So just be mindful of who you're giving access to your finances and things like that as well, okay? So, because one thing about your karmics, they do not love you for real, okay? I've seen karmics that have just been heavily traumatized, heavily just, they got a lot of shadow where there is love, they just don't know how to. Here, this is not about love. This is about what you can do for them, right? How they want your energy of your aura, or the energy that your aura provides for you, right? Like what your aura does for you, whether it's financial, whether it's intelligence, whatever it is, okay? So they would absolutely sacrifice you for themselves, and you be blindsided because they do not care about you. Some of them are like narcissists, and that they don't have the ability to care for anybody beyond themselves, okay? So tell me more about this mixed fruit sundae, please. Yeah, we're gonna take that one. Put in play. Okay, dominoes. Let's see. We got a leap of faith, initiation of a process, a situation or action, bringing potential into reality. You got that, you have that aura of potential that's going to ground into reality. So that's what the aura gives off, which is why you got this hitting the table, okay? So give me more. Choosing the bear. Rather be alone than with a wild, be alone with a wild animal than with an XY chromosome human. You gotta watch that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Sweet Symphony. I'm gonna pick that up in a second because I love this deck, because it's so many messages. Because I would have never thought of anything chaotic like that. You are literally the type of person with such a glamorous aura that people would lie about their sexuality to connect with you. Like, you've got people that literally are not interested in you. So this depiction is literally, so like someone that is genuinely a lesbian pretending to be interested in masculines, like would never, like very disgusted because lesbians are not attracted to men, right? But would literally pretend to be interested in men because it's you. So you see what I'm saying? And you can flip that, because that depiction is just a card, literally disgusted by the idea of being with women. But you a very successful woman, or you got a lot of nurturing. Maybe they need somewhere to live, and you got a home, right? You give them the money, whatever it is. But they're not even attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? So I want y'all to be better with your boundaries, because I don't want you dealing with the karmics, because they're not even, you should be able to tell when somebody's low-key disgusted by you, like this card implies, okay? So we got Sweet Symphony. Everything is aligning effortlessly, sense of ease and contentment, sweetness, and a journey, because it's easy, sweet life. Like, they feel like, you're the type to make people's lives easier. And I know this is very dramatic, extreme depiction when we lean into, okay, the sexuality element, but if you want to make this a lightweight, more generalized version, choosing the bear is literally like somebody that, because when we talk about bears and animals, when people compare people to animals, they try to say that they're ugly, right? So you have to be mindful of people that genuinely think that you're unattractive and not attractive connecting with you because it benefits them. Like, right? Like, they'll do it anyway. They'll masquerade anyway because they think it benefits them. Now, y'all know Onyx loves y'all. She doesn't think that any of you are unattractive. So, and I say that genuinely, because your attraction is my attraction, is all different, right? There's different levels of attraction, right? Especially when we talk about people with very unique features that typically become like models and things like that. So I wouldn't worry too much about me saying that, so much as you needing to discern, like, everybody's not going to be attracted to you. So why can't you tell when, because your karmics typically aren't. They're just masquerading, right? All right. So let me go ahead and pull from this last deck. What's this? Where they're, your karmics are like, listen, if it growls like a bear, baby, it's a bear, okay? Where there is smoke, there is fire, okay? There's probably some truth to it, even if it hasn't been fully proven yet. Suspicious or negative activity. Your karmics typically have a reputation. People gossip, people say things. There are words said about your karmics, historical, current, incoming. Like, listen to what people say. I never encourage y'all to judge people, because you never know. But this pile, judge harshly, because where you're not the type to judge harshly, that's where you get your karmic lick, right? The side of you that lacks boundaries, it's because you trust everybody. You don't listen, right? You don't listen. So you lean in and you're like, nah, I'm not going to listen to what people say. People are mean, so I'm not going to be mean to this person like everybody else. Wrong. That's how you end up with a karmic. The other side, where you have those firm boundaries, you know better, and you end up looking foolish anyway, because you had the boundaries, you let your boundaries go, and then boom, you end up just like that lady in that 90s movie. What's the movie? A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. You end up like her, and she was the villain. See? Don't be like her, okay? That's Lynn Whitfield's character. I can't remember her name in the movie, but that's how the boundary side ends up, okay? So, yeah, because at the bottom here, I got truth or dare, which says step into your truth or prove your worth, playing games, honesty, and risk. And boom, your healthy soulmates. Listen, they are who they say they are. With your karmics, you have to clock it, right? Call it out, right? Is it a phantom? Who do you know that's got one? Pull it up next to him, right? See if that Chrysler really looks like it for real. I say that because, and maybe take that literally, right? If you know people in healthy relationships side by side, now everybody's flavor is going to be a little bit different, but run some of the crazy things, the things that tingle your intuition by the people you know in healthy connections, and watch how they look at you crazy when you mention like something your karmic said or did, right? Because that's not right. You see what I'm saying? What I love about this is the discernment can be gained very easily for this pile, because the karmics are blazing red flags to everybody but you, okay? And that's not me judging you. That's not me judging you at all, okay? So let me get your advice. I'm going to close you out, move along to the next pile. So pile number 1, please. What advice? Did that flip? It did not. Karmic justice. Ooh, look at you. Now, why do we have confidence in reverse? You don't have advice beyond what we've already talked about. And I'll be honest with you, don't worry about it. There's nothing for you to do. I don't want you to overreact to anything beyond setting those boundaries, which was your initial message, whether you need to learn how to do that, or if you need to just go back and set that initial boundary you have with whoever, how, because it feels like you may be in a state of a lack of confidence, okay? And I don't know if that's just your overall karmic lesson with dealing with karmics, that once you heal that, you will literally never mess with them. Oh, that's it. I'll go back to that. If you have karmics or a specific karmic that really shattered your confidence, we have a theme of karmic justice here, of balancing the scales. So I wouldn't worry about that person. I wouldn't worry about nothing that's going on with that. Let that situation go. Those situations go. Because your lack of confidence, avenged is a strong word, even though I heard it. Maybe you got some real sassy, feisty spirit guides, but will be avenged via karmic justice. Now, the hidden message here is, if you tap into this discernment, right, where you're not lacking confidence to the point where you settle, even if it takes a while, because those of you that have the boundary, you're letting the wrong person in. I don't know if they're trying so hard and you're not used to people applying that much effort, because I can see people that have a strong boundary, sometimes people don't have the right person will go through the barrier, right? And I find that because it takes that special person, that's how you get caught up with the karmic, because the average person does not have time to work through your boundaries, right? So when the karmic does it, you mistake it for the healthy love. That's not necessarily anything wrong with you that this person lies and is manipulative, but it is on you if people have been telling you about this person, or if there's a certain key critical red flags that you just ignored. Because I'm telling you, if you get your confidence together, karmic justice, you won't have to deal with another karmic in this life. Like, that's basically, and it'll be healthy soulmates. Like, even if you don't find like your forever person right after, and it takes a while, your next 1, maybe 2, 3 relationships will be good relationships. You might even, if they end, you might do business work together. You might like be friends still. Like, it won't be chaotic. You see what I'm saying? So let me close you out and move along to pile number 2. All right, pile number 2, my banana split Sunday. We're going to take a look at what seductive energy you give off and how the karmics react to you. Now, we have karmic in the header, but we're going to take a look to see, obviously, we want to see the healthy soulmates and other things, right? So let me go ahead and get you an overview so we can see what's going on with my banana split Sunday, please. What seductive energy do you give off? How are karmics and healthy soulmates reacting to you? It's a lot of energy. So planting moon, new moon, and a lunar eclipse. So we did have this planting moon of preparation. We've got new beginnings, the new moon, and we got an incoming energy of sovereignty of a lunar eclipse. So straight up, especially those of you that lean more into the divine feminine, right? People fall in love with you very easily, okay? Your healthy soulmates will just know, okay? This is actually a pile, since we have the new moon, the one, like something about you connecting with your aura, that key critical healthy soulmate, maybe you call it a twin flame, whatever you refer to this person as, will have a hard reset upon meeting you. Because that's when they'll kind of stop into their personal sovereignty, become more prepared in the new beginning of like stepping into who they're meant to be, okay? Or an elevation of who they are already. So I've got the dream, especially when it comes to like grounding their dreams, grounding their reality, which is why you have to be careful with their karmics, because they see their whole, like they see all of their dreams in you. They see the potential for all of their dreams in you, whatever that means. So yeah, you're like the light. Okay, this is the sun. So like they see you as vitality, they see you as literal light. Okay, which good when you're connecting with someone that mirrors that back to you. But when you're dealing with someone that's heavy in their own shadow, to where they can't help but be a karmic to you, that's the issue. Those of you that may be a little more masculine leaning, you prompt a divine feminine rising. Okay, so tell me more. Okay. Oh, I like this already when we talk about the healthy soulmates. Yeah, look at you. So the devil is not a bad card by any means, okay? But it does rule control. So when we talk about the shadow of temptation, anything in excess is too much, right? So, literally. So this person that would align with your healthiest soulmate, connecting with your aura. Okay, so we're just diving directly into how they react to you. That's why I'm pausing. I'm like, okay, we're not gonna read more on aura. No, like temptation. Like this is someone that would literally just move on from temptation because you've connected with them, because they've like connected with you. Okay, like any previous vices, control issues in certain areas, addictions, any forms of temptation, they're willing to move on from that, or will at least attempt to, depending on how heavy that weight is, by their attachment to you and your aura. Okay, so I've got, look at that. See, I've got the authority, which is the emperor, like divine feminine, divine masculine. So I love this for you, because I really, the karmics are not loud in this pile. So I don't know if they're leaving or if they've already left. Okay, because this is a divine masculine, divine feminine pile, straight up. Like you're aligned with that energy, you're balanced in that energy, and the people that you're connecting with or starting to, very firm in their identity, very firm in their presence, very respectful of you and your aura. I don't know that I've ever seen that in one of these readings, so I love it. See, I know, I'm telling you, I got harmony, which is the lovers, like divine union. I got divine masculine, divine feminine, divine union. That's the energy of this pile. Okay, so far on the table, when we talk about seasons, like times of years, because I don't know why planting makes me feel like whether it would be a harvest or where you're actually planting. I'm getting the planting because we have Q2 actually. So we have Aquarius energy in the Emperor. We have Gemini energy in the Lover. So that's spring. So spring may be a thing. That may be when you really literally bloom. There was a lunar eclipse that led into spring. Okay, last year, this year, and next year for those of you real time. We also have the energy of the devil, which rules Capricorn. So any of those placements could be relevant too when we talk about you, to identify you, since I wasn't really gifted the energy of your aura and how it comes across beyond the heavy power of divine feminine, divine masculine energy. Okay, so let me just keep pulling these cards. Tell me more about the seductive energy that my pile number 2 gives off. You know, pile 1 didn't have seductive energy. I don't know that your energy is seductive so much as that it's alluring, right? Like you have more of an allure than a seduction. So we've got Virgo here. Most recent lunar eclipse was in this sign. So I could be talking about real time because we're stepping into spring. So that's how you know you're in the right place, right space. When I talk about this transformation, tell me more about my banana split Sunday, please. I told you that lunar eclipse was along the Virgo Pisces axis. I'm telling you. That is the axis of health, of wellness, of mind, of body, of realism and fantasy. People see you as a person that can make all of their dreams come true, or as someone that can help them usher in their dreams, right? Like something about your aura makes people feel like their dreams aren't necessarily out of reach. Like it doesn't seem crazy. It doesn't seem far-fetched. It feels like something they can actually do. Okay? And I guess the fantasy is the karmics and the lack of realism associated with that. But I'm telling you, even though I know what the karmic energy should be for this pile, it's not loud enough for me to like keep reading it. Because every time I start talking about it, it slips away and I lose it. Like it's either so far in the past or it just is no longer relevant. But I know what the karmic energy should be for this pile. It's just not allowed. So if you've alchemized your energy anyway, if you've bypassed temptation, if you've actively moved on from temptation, like if you've set a boundary, if you've stood in your authority and decided this is what I want, like I know that I want nothing less than like the harmony of a healthy connection, that's why. So what's at the bottom here? We got the sign of Cancer, which is very nurturing, okay, very comfortable. Like if you like, people are very comfortable in your aura, okay? You feel like home to people. And there's that protective vibe as well. So let me just keep pulling these cards. What else do I have when it comes to love for my banana split Sunday? Memories. Yeah, past energy. Your energy sticks with people though. This is the type of energy. I mean, if you have the aura that makes people feel like their dreams aren't that far out of reach, of course, that people will stay, like you'll stay in people's memories, right? So I got reconciliation here. People always hope to cross paths with you. You have that aura. Some of you, your aura is so intense that first impression feels like reconciliation with a past life soulmate. Okay? Many, many times. Every time you interact with a soulmate or karmic, it feels like they can feel that you're a past life soulmate. But I'm telling you, I'm trying to be fair and read the way I said I was going to read, but there's not a heavy karmic energy. If anything, there's reconciliation with a healthy soulmate. Maybe you mistook this person for a karmic. Maybe they mistook you for a karmic. But I don't know. We have butterflies, which could be a symbol, or it could be a confirmation of like how it feels. Because I have a reconciliation that has butterflies and memories. Okay. Let me see what this graffiti deck is gonna say. I got 4 stacks for those of you that are new. This is a deck, our first time using the volume 3, and it's for 260 cards. So we had to break it down 4 times, 4 ways. So tell me, early retirement, getting to live out their days in freedom, nice nest egg, investing smartly for the future, wise choices. That's the slight karmic. If you have a history of people using you for whatever reason, then I mean, it's in the past. Because I'm telling you, your karmics feel like you're either planting the seed in their head or like you're helping them in some way. Just something about your aura, like they feel like they're gonna live the good life, okay? We've got abstinence and the apple. Okay. Choosing not to indulge as a form of strength, clarity, or self-mastery. Honoring something greater. And a reset. Reset. Not leaning into temptation. That's how you identify these healthy soulmates, which I don't know that you'll have many karmics to compare them to, because this is that pile. So we got subway surfing, living life recklessly and on edge, coping mechanism, rejecting rules or norms, desperate search for meaning. Your karmics are wildly reckless, wildly rebellious, no stability, no plan. Definitely, literally, Virgo Pisces axis is your axis of karmics versus healthy soulmates. I'm not saying Pisces are bad. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't think that. I love Pisces, okay? It rules everything woo-woo, right? And I'm doing the woo-woo. But when we talk about fantasy versus realism, when we take those aspects of these two placements, the realism is going to trump that fantasy, right? So the thing you're going to have to ask yourself, or maybe you did historically, is how realistic is what my karmic trying to do? I say karmic because it's going to be the karmic that's doing something crazy. Your healthy soulmates have practical day-to-day lives. They have practical routines, structures, plans, dreams, all the things. They probably mirror your aura, because again, your aura is so practical and real that it feels like everything that someone wants to do can be real. If anything, you instill faith in your healthy soulmates. Like, you inspire your healthy soulmates. Your karmics start thinking they're somebody they're not. Like, they start thinking they're somebody they are not, that they do not have the weight, the rank, the skill for. Okay? But your healthy soulmates are exactly who they say they are. And the previous file had a similar message, but it was a completely different read energetically. So let me see what's going on here. Like, everything about your karmics, they just want to be free. Exactly. I'm not going to exactly like my camera. Your karmics, they just want to be free. They're not really looking to apply themselves. Like, even when you sit down and you map out their dreams aren't grounded enough to map out. It's not realistic. You see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, in the most extreme sense for the karmics here, you can't even help them ground their dreams, because when they're talking, it doesn't even make any sense. So how are you going to do this? Okay, you're going to catch the subway. Do you live anywhere near a subway? Like, do you live in a part of the country where subways exist? That's how sometimes it comes across with the karmics. Now, all of them are not going to be that outlandish. The most common, I'll say, form of karmic is going to be someone that got all these plans and they never do anything, right? Like, they're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I could do this, I could do that. You should be doing X, Y, and Z. But nothing comes to fruition for them. You see what I'm saying? So that's basically where you're going to need to have the discernment. Okay. So tell me what's going on. Some of you have a woo-woo aura, and that's why it's like that. Others of you, like, you just have, your aura is not organic. Your aura is built brick by brick based on the way you've lived your life and that you aspire to continue to grow and evolve. So like your aura, because we can shift our auras, yours is shifting, has shifted because whatever, whoever, however you manifest day to day, it's inspiring enough to where healthy soulmates gonna be like, oh, let me get my stuff together, or let me lean into who I am because it's so cool that how to is them. That the people that have not been living in their full truth or in their full potential start trying to figure out how to hurry up and be that if they can, right? Because think of it this way: if you ignore your health for years and you just let it deteriorate to the point where you can't, your health has deteriorated. Like, you can heal, you can start working, but you're not gonna, it's gonna take more than a year to fix years of damage, right? Like, that's kind of what I'm getting here. So tell me what's going on. And that might be a great example when we talk about like health and wellness and fitness. Like, if you're really in shape, and no offense to people that are not, okay, there's absolutely no offense. Like, nothing wrong with being a normal person. But like, if you're really in shape, people, like, your karmics start acting like they want to hurry up and get like you, even though that takes, you built that brick by brick. It took at least a year to get, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean by that. I love that mundane example. We got to pick me. Seeking validation by putting others down and highlighting their own uniqueness to gain attention. Your healthy soulmates are who they say they are. And I'm repeating it across piles because it's the truth. They don't have to do all that. Your healthy soulmates are very content. They're very confident. They don't need to speak negatively about other people. Any criticisms or critiques are just that. It's feedback, right? Like, I'm not saying they won't say anything bad about other people, but it'll be more of a critique, right? Versus trying to say something bad about someone just to say something bad about someone. So like, your karmics are pick-me's. Literally, they want to look important, feel important, be important. Well, look important, feel important, anything but actually be important, right? So let me get one more from this stack. Facade of greatness. Look at that. Appears exceptional, but it's only a perception. Highly regarded, but status is unfound. Look at that. Thinking you the Mona Lisa. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But you actually have that aura. And because you have that, people project. So this is a pile of you. I'm not just talking about karmics and soulmates romantic. I'm talking about like you the type that has frenemies, people jealous of you and things like that because they want to, like they'll get in front of people and they'll see something crazy to try to make you look bad because they're jealous, right? They try to compete with you. People try to compete with you. That's the karmic energy here. So a lot of you might not even have a lot of romantic karmics. You might have a lot of just platonic, professional karmics, right? Smile on your face, but then say crazy, backhanded things, give you backhanded compliments, right? Now, I did want to say, I think, and I don't want to make it a literal thing because discipline routine is more the general way to describe that, but some of you here or even a lot of you, your healthiest soulmate is going to be someone that is very like they're abstinent, like they've resisted temptation, they're not being intimate with anyone, and they possibly haven't been for a while outside of connections, okay? Because that's what's here. So what's at the bottom? Intergenerational conflict. So we got to fight over values, inheritance, and identity. Battle between past and future. Fear of becoming early. Oh, okay, they need attention. It stems from when they were a child. So when you deal with your karmics, they got trauma from when they were children. Whether it's attention from their parents, whether it is just whatever a wound that they haven't healed. And I'm not saying people that have chaotic relationships with their parents are all going to be karmics. I'm not saying that. I'm saying your karmics have a very specific pick me, needing attention vibe, that facade of greatness vibe, that need to look and feel important vibe that really doesn't have the weight, okay? And that's the problem. There's nothing wrong with wanting attention and wanting to be recognized for what you do, okay? Recognition isn't being a pick me, okay? It's not desperate to want to be recognized for what you contribute, okay? But the problem with the karmics here is they're not actually contributing. They want praise and recognition for what could be, for potential. You see what I'm saying? For what they know, not what they do. And the knowing is not really a value because it's not executed. So it's like half-baked schemes and ideas. That's where it is, okay? But it's intergenerational. Okay, it's literally something that maybe you may identify in the parents, if I'm being honest, if you interact with them, if you get to that stage of the connection. So, all right, let me get this. I got 2 more stacks of this graffiti deck for you. Tell me more. Graffiti deck. Pink washing. Okay, so pink might be a thing. Someone may love the color pink, but okay, so we've got publicly promoting LGBTQ plus inclusively while engaging in harmful behaviors that contradict these values. Ooh, I'm glad I got this deck. See how that's what I'm saying? I love it. It's diverse, all that. All of my LGBTQ plus people, like y'all know, y'all be on here. I support y'all. I don't want y'all. I hope y'all don't get lost in the piles, but like y'all are all like welcome here. What I'm saying is, don't be dealing with people that smile in your face and contradict that. And that's for everybody, but this card called that out. So someone here needed that specifically, okay? But definitely don't be dealing with people that's all like, oh, I support this cause, I support these people, especially if it's one that's deeply personal to you and your identity, whether it is sexuality based, religious based, ethnicity, or racial in nature. Like, you need to make sure you're not dealing with people that's like, yeah, I support this, and then really they prejudice in some way, right? So we got a tariff war, so that's real time. Okay, when this deck came out, I need to ask her. It says intense economic conflict and power struggles, obstacles, restrictions that impede on flow of creativity. Boats may be relevant, but these tariff wars, you know, you already have this right here, always fighting over money, right? Like this is the type of person these type of people, they fight over money, like fight. Okay. So I don't know what that's all about. If you have karmics that rely on you financially or rely on you to put in with them financially, watch how chaotic their energy is if you try to stop. And when I say stop, I don't mean you not putting in your, like y'all split rent and you not paying your half of the rent. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like if you overextend possibly financially and you just stop, and how retaliatory they get and like aggressive, like they're entitled to it. You see what I'm saying? Y'all better watch out. We got everything is fake and phony in these piles so far. Look at that. We got an aesthetic chaser, someone that actively adjusts their appearance to align with mainstream beauty standards, drawn to partners who fit a certain look, a certain lifestyle, a certain way of being. Ooh, my candle's like crackling. I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background, but yeah, it's talking, like going out of their way, wanting to be seen. That's unfortunate. So let me go ahead but I mean, that's how you identify your karmics, because what did I tell you already about your healthy soulmates? It's perfect, literally. Not perfect as in not flawed in any way, but perfect for you in that the flaws will be compatible with yours. Okay? And that's why we need to discern the karmics, because at first they weren't really here. So some of you, I'm reading the history. Others of you, I'm just telling you what you already know, right? So tell me what else we got. Desensitized. We've got gradual emotional numbing, spiritual disconnect, survival mode, limiting feelings or connection. And unfortunately for your karmics, some of them, like I said, they were raised like that. They just not, it's more compatibility thing, but they become karmics for you because they can negatively impact your life due to their trauma and the way that they were raised, right? Their lack of sensitivity regarding you, your life, your lifestyle, your identity, regardless of, again, sexuality, race, religious, your identity. Like they're desensitized to you and your identity. They don't see you as a real human, which I always tell y'all, it's not good to be dealing with people that don't see your humanity, for better, for worse, right? Because remember, for better, it's someone that sees you as the key to their dreams. That's not good, okay? At all. So, and honestly, these karmics lack depth. So I don't really know what some of y'all are doing with these. Some of you feel sorry for these people. You're going deep. You know what I mean? Like you feel sorry for these people, so you're connecting deeper with them because of that. Stop. But they're heavy in survival mode. They're emotionally numb. It's not even that they don't love or don't have it in them to love. They just cannot love you because they're either desensitized due to whatever prejudice or just their trauma from being in survival mode for so long. Okay? Because think about the type of person that sees all their dreams in you in the shadow sense. That's a trauma response. They need a key out. They need a way out, and they're seeing you as that. Okay? Let me pull one more, and then I'll get your advice. Here we go. Old school. Traditional and classic. Choosing substance over trendiness. Yearning for the past or realness. You know, your healthy soulmates probably do have an old school vibe, okay? And I say that because it feels like the opposite of aesthetic chaser, right? So like you've got an aesthetic chaser and you've got an old school vibe. And be careful because the lines do blur, right? So when I take it literally, your karmics is gonna want to be look and feel important. They want to be popular. Your healthiest soulmates don't really care about being popular. They want to do what makes sense for them and live in a way that makes sense for them, especially when it comes to aesthetic and looks. You have to be careful because there are going to be karmics for you possibly that are an aesthetic chaser with the illusion of the old school vibe. So like they're pretending to be this because it's trendy, right? Like this is cool, so they want to do that, or they know that you find it attractive, so they lean into it for you. You got to be careful with these people. So let me go ahead and see. We got a throuple, okay. Polyamorous relationship, mutual consent and communication, non-traditional, open and consensual. This can either go either way. So if that aligns with you and your lifestyle, then obviously your healthy soulmates are going to lean into that, because that's a compatibility thing, right? That's what's healthy for you, and it would be healthy for them, right? The thing about it is, you got to be careful with your karmics, because if this is not you, and I'm going to lean with it not because I want to develop that karmic energy. This not you, this not your lifestyle, you're not interested in this. Your karmics may be. And it's not a problem that they are, it's that they're getting you to lean into something that doesn't align with you. And you have to be careful, because there's also an underlying layer where this is not even really them. They're just wanting this because we have that energy of where they're pretending to be something they're not, that facade. Yeah, this definitely, y'all gotta be careful. That's why they're making me keep the karmic word in the reading, because y'all gotta be careful dealing with these people that aren't attracted to y'all. Because sometimes they're like, oh, let's do this, but really it's because they're not attracted to you. They want to bring in the third person because that's somebody they're attracted to. Okay, so you just gotta be careful with that. They want to be polyamorous because the person that they're polyamorous with is the person they're actually interested in romantically. They just need you in some way or want to keep you around. You got to be careful with that. I'm telling you. Okay. Someone specific needed to know that. Okay. All right. So let me get your advice and close you out for my pile number 2 with advice. Change. A chameleon. Okay, so use this wisdom to just shift and change your circumstances, because I know the end was real rocky. All the karmic energy came out. That's because I needed the side that has already dealt with the karmics to know. I'm gonna talk about this in a second. I needed them to know, like, yes, dead and done. Like, possibly most of them, they kept listening, like, yeah, I did listen to that. I did live that life. I wish I had found this reading. I wish you had done this reading before I was dealing with that. That's fine. You close the cycle. It is what it is. Use this wisdom to change the way you keep moving forward, right? Or to validate the changes you've made to keep moving forward. Those of you where that beginning is incoming for you because you're still in that karmic energy, you listen to what I said and you make the appropriate changes. When I did that just now, when early retirement shifted, token popped up. We got a participation reward and a person of color who gains status in white spaces and upholds harmful systems by looking down on others, or a model. Somebody that wants to be approved of by people that may not approve of you. And I'm going to keep it general like that because we already had the early retirement, and underneath that we had the gravy train of easy money and benefiting from others' work. Okay. Don't be an easy lick. So I'm going to close you out, move along to pile number 3. All right, pile number 3, my fudge sundae with almonds. Let's take a look at what seductive energy you give off and how the karmics react to you. So I'm obviously going to look at your healthy soulmates as well. So let me just go ahead and get an overview for you. So let me see what's going on. Okay, that's a loud one. Energy. Okay, so it's very similar cards have come out across piles. So we're rolling with it. We're rolling with it because the energy is still slightly different. We've got boundaries, an incoming energy of boundaries. And then we've got the sovereignty card of the lunar eclipse. Let me see. Well, I want y'all to be careful with y'all's karmics, whether you realize they're karmics or not. Is because the thing about them is when you set a boundary, like you set a boundary, especially if it's an incoming boundary you're about to set with somebody after I talk to you or I validate what you're already thinking about somebody. The boundary makes them think of you even more, makes you feel more sovereign. Like you have an aura that feels very divine, feminine, masculine, just in general, right? Like people see you as like ideal feminine, ideal masculine already. But the boundary you set with the karmics heightens your aura. So think of this as a collective story because there's various perspectives that matter here. The karmic is like, ooh, there's a boundary. This is definitely somebody worth chasing. Okay? Your healthy soulmates are like, boom, look at how 3 set that boundary with that karmic. Definitely somebody worth chasing. You see how your whole being in your own power, authority just attracts just romantic interest just in and of itself. So let me see what's going on. Tell me more about pile 3. My Fudge Sundae with the almonds, please. Yeah, I'm shaking everything because I'm just trying to see what's going on. I got Triumph in the Chariot. So let me see what's going on. Chasing. People chase. For sure. You have an aura that makes people want to chase because you seem disinterested, disengaged, discontent, bored. That's the aura you give off. It's like you're not easily impressed. Ooh, that was y'all selecting this pile. Y'all the ones that were watching my short. That's the one that went viral. That thing got like 100,000 views. Shout out to y'all. But it was like your soulmate. This crushes your soul, feels your soulmates cause you're not easily impressed or something like that. And so that's the vibe of this pile of like how people interpret your energy. So tell me more about pile number 3. Yeah, we got Memories of Love, which is the 6 of Cups. A very memorable aura. Okay, a very easygoing, cool, calm aura. Very comfortable, relaxed aura. Remember, the Chariot is ruled by the sign of Cancer. Very slow moving, not in a rush, not going to be rushed. Again, very into your power, into your authority. You will do what you say you will. You're not going to do what you say no. Like your yes is a yes and your no is an absolutely not. My bad, y'all. It's trying to focus. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, it's an aura that sticks with people. People think of you long after you're gone. So let me see what's going on. Tell me more. Look at that. House 4 ruled by the sign of Cancer. When we talk about the lunar eclipse and moon lunar energy, Cancer actually is here. Look at you. Hold on. Let me put you down. Okay, some of you may be an Aries rising. Okay. If Cancer is not resonating with your energy, because Aries rising would put your natural signs in their natural homes, right? With Cancer being ruled by the 4th house. I mean, with Cancer ruling the 4th house. Okay. But there's a lot of Cancer energy. So you're either Cancer dominant and Aries rising, or you're very in tune with your divine feminine energy from that nurturing perspective. Like when it comes to nurturing, because I know I mentioned the boundary. I did. But you still have a nurturing aura. You still have a comforting aura. If anything, the boundary may feel very maternal in nature, right? And it's not gender. Like it feels paternal, maternal in nature. Like it feels like an authority. It feels very mature. It feels very grown. So like any boundary you set is because you're like, I'm grown. I'm an adult, and I don't want to be engaged with either this way, or I'm just not interested in that. Because the boundary is one that is built it's built with the wisdom, with the discernment that seems to be one of either experience or age. Okay. So let me see. You being annoyed by people doesn't get the reaction you want. Like if people get on your nerves, if they genuinely annoy you and you make it clear, you're very vocal about it, or your mannerisms show it, that doesn't turn people off. So you probably have a lot of difficulty getting people to leave you alone, because when you're annoyed, people see it as like this sweet song. People find you very attractive when you're aggravated. So I can see why you would struggle with that, because your karmics childish, extremely childish. Okay? Because this grown, mature, maternal, paternal aura you have attracts really childish people. Okay? And I don't mean, it's not an age thing. It's a genuine, like, people that would annoy you because they like the way you react when they get on your nerves. You see how childish that is? So obviously your healthy soulmates are not doing that, but that's what they do. Okay, so tell me more. How do they identify their karmics versus their healthy soulmates, and how do they identify the healthy soulmates, please? For my pile number 3, what seductive energy are they giving off? Like this is the grown and sexy pile, all right? Yeah, this is the grown and sexy pile. I've got favoritism. Certain employees get special treatment, or form exclusive inner circles, leaving others feeling isolated or undervalued. I mean, you can't control that. You got an aura where you favored at work. Like maybe maybe you deserve it, maybe you don't, but like you definitely have an aura that people associated with divine energy. So you feel like people feel like you get favoritism at work. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It slipped in, and it is relevant it's relevant because whatever seductive vibe your aura has and the layers of it, the people over you professionally or that you need their approval in terms of any professional state, whether it's financial for your business, whether it's just work and your boss, it's just like you're the favorite. Like, I mean, that just is what it is. But that's definitely something that you tend to have more than the average person for it to come out on the table. So I'm not saying lean into it. I'm just making you aware. Tell me more. Incoming energy of a pit stop. A necessary pause. Need to rest and recover. Self-care and healing. Strategic pause. Community help. Same vibe. You got a very relaxed self-love, self-care aura. Okay. And because your karmics are super childish and may actually act like your children to a certain degree, they rely on you for this rest and rejuvenation. They rely on you for this care. Your healthy soulmates, they're going to be the pit stop, right? They're basically going to be like, listen, you need self-love, you need self-care, you need to rest. They're going to do what they got to do to help you do it. And this is especially the case for my divine feminine selecting this pile, because I'm going to talk about this card in a second. But I'm not going to put this back in its natural position, because what do we have here? Hold on, because look at that. And that's weird that happened, because I know for a fact that I cleansed this deck. Those cards are still there, but I cleansed this deck thoroughly because I took a break before this pile. So divine feminine energy. So, let me see. What do we have here? We've got recovery. Okay, something about recovery for sure. Because what is that? And Cancer does rule the comfort, the nurturing that would be healing. Because we got it here. We've got it here, and we've got it here. Y'all better watch y'all's karmics, because they will run you down and make you sick. I don't like that. I don't know if I've gotten it that heavy, but I've got Mr. 3000, quest to prove oneself, pressure of expectations, second chances, and new beginnings, elite advancement, and winning. You definitely gonna know your karmics. You got to, because they're gonna make you feel so run down, so sick, because in a relationship, they don't carry their weight. It's not even an overextending like you're overextending in love. You're overextending in life with your karmics, okay? Like, they are draining, okay? Like, so draining, they might literally make you start feeling like you're sick. At a minimum, dealing with your karmics is going to be exhausting, okay? So tell me more about my pile number 3. Drank the Kool-Aid. Brought into an idea or story completely without questioning its authenticity. Rode the hype train, joined the cult. Oh, you better watch that, because here's the thing. Your karmics, if you don't know any better, or if you don't realize who you're dealing with, like, they'll get you put in a bad situation, because you'll just buy into whatever they're saying and have going on, even if they don't know what they're talking about, or if they don't know what they're doing. Because by them being so immature compared to you, it's not an age thing. You cannot let them lead, because you have to lead your karmics. Because if you're in a relationship where, like, you get serious enough to where you, like, merge finances and stuff, they'll make chaotic decisions that will, like, throw y'all off, right? Because that's why we have the whole, you just listen to what they said, you didn't question if it was real. And that feels like that ends badly for you, okay? That's why we got all this recovery. Yeah, my candle's crackling. So tell me more. Yeah, we got the chosen one. Yeah, healing as the chosen one. Look, more chariot energy. Horses may be a thing. Come on, nails. The horses may be a thing. Okay. So it says someone who is loved or admired, which causes resentment in those who feel overlooked by comparison. I can't help that you're the favorite. Like, I don't know what they want me to do. Watch it, because a lot of your karmics are like, because, and that, you know what, it makes sense. You got that nurturing, mothering, fathering, paternal energy where you want to be everybody's parent. So what happens is romantically you end up with people that are karmics where you have to be the parent, and then professionally, because there's some work karmics here where you end up, you know, in situations where, because you're used to having to be everything and everybody, you're very easily the chosen one, the favorite. You get the special treatment and stuff like that because you're built like that, right? You're admired. It doesn't feel like you have that because you are just by nature of your aura, just because people like you. Some people are blessed like that, where they just have an aura where people like them and they don't have to do anything. Not you. Like, you've basically built this. And so you're the chosen one, you're the favorite, because you've overextended, and others that can't, they resent you for it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. See, we got debt and bankruptcy, efforts that have failed, need for renewal, starting over. Your karmics, romantic and otherwise, make you sick, put you in a position of needing to recover. I've got it here, 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 here. Oh my gosh. And that reference is technically it. Okay? Make sure you don't just listen to what people say blindly, thinking that they know what they're talking about, or trusting that someone has skills that they don't. Sometimes when you're exceptional and like you have like, you're really good at even just one thing, you start underestimating how bad someone else can be. So like you like give them the reins and you're like, yeah, hey, just do this like I did it. And it goes wrong. Okay? So make sure you're seeing people as they really are. Okay? So, okay, let me grab that. Aesthetic chaser, high value. Yeah, this is really your aura, and I'm not even like gonna pull any more from this piece of the deck, because this is absolutely your aura, and not aesthetic chaser. All of this jealousy and stuff on the table lets me know that everyone is chasing your aesthetic. Everybody want to look like you. Everybody want to be like you. You are naturally what people aspire to be, which is why you are truly high value, irreplaceable, invaluable. You stand out above the ordinary. You're worth more. You're worth beyond the surface and on top. So here's the thing. Work, friends, love. You are who you think you are and more. Okay. You are who they think you are. That's part of why you have the jealousy that hit the table. Okay. You just need to make sure that you don't give your karmics the power or authority to throw you off, whether romantic, whether professional, because watch your career, watch your business, because you got karmics that are jealous of how you're favored and how you are the chosen one, and they would absolutely sabotage you if it benefits them. They would absolutely sabotage you just so that it doesn't benefit you. Okay? They would absolutely self-sabotage if it hurts you more. You gotta watch how people react when they're jealous, okay? I've seen it with my own two eyes. So, Fudge Sundae with the almonds, some more. We got Eye of the Storm, beautiful eyes, okay? Main subject of public disagreement, temporary period of calm or stability, seen clearly. Very attractive eyes, okay? And you're often the eye of the storm. I see the eye of the storm like you're the center of it, right? Like you're like the center of the storm. It's always chaos around you. You're an aura that attracts a lot of chaos. You're a catalyst. You can't control that all the time, but like that's just is what it is. So you kind of have the aura of a catalyst, and it's like that sometimes. So let me pick this up. I mentioned that really childish energy, by the way. Look at that Peter Pan syndrome. So And this is actually my last stack of these. So I'm going to get your advice in a second, but I want to, since I dropped these, get one reset. So tell me what's going on. Early retirement. Some of those same cards are coming out. That's crazy. Solitaire, competing with oneself, ignoring competition, and focusing on one's goals, learning from one's mistakes. And that's the thing. You have an aura of one that's really successful, of somebody that's going somewhere. Like, you have an aura where you're not worried about other people. Okay? That's the boundaries. You are focused on your own divine feminine, divine masculine energy. You're not worried about other people, whether you are or not. That's not what I'm looking for. Other people perceive you as focusing on yourself. And that's part of the jealousy, is people get mad at you and compete with you. But in their mind, you're not even competing with them. You're just better than them. And your karmics, where they feel that, you got to watch that. Because I always say in groups like this, your karmics will try to humble you. They will feign. They'll use weaponized incompetence, right? I've seen that happen. I've seen it in workplaces. I've seen it not just romantically. I've seen where people have weaponized incompetence and acted like they didn't understand certain things because they want you to do it, right? It benefits them for you to do it. There we go. We're trying to get this to clear up. It's a lot of confusion in this group. Okay, there it is. But we do have that free ride of the gravy train, which summarizes what I said. Free ride. They want to, ride the coattails of someone that has an overly parental vibe that handles everything, right? So that they don't have to. And that's how you get stuck with immature karmics romantically, and how you get stuck overextending possibly in professional spaces. Okay? That's this group. Now, I want to go circle back before I get your advice, because I don't want it to get lost at what I mentioned regarding your, let me see if I can get this to clear up. Whatever, we're about to wrap it up. I don't want it to get lost that the healthy soulmates will put you in a position to rest, to recover. So it flips a little bit. Not that your healthy soulmates are going to overextend, but they have that same nurturing vibe as you. So you start pouring into one another versus you just pouring into somebody, they pouring into somebody. Okay, so let me get this advice and close you out. You got a rebirth. Yeah, so be brave enough to change. You don't have to be overly maternal, paternal, nurturing, and all of the things. Okay, because that's not an aura thing, but by you being that way, it's seeping heavily into your aura. We didn't really get naturally your aura beyond you having a heavy divine masculine feminine influence, because the way you live, the way you maneuver people in your relationships is so loud in your aura that's why it's like that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 4. All right. Pile number 4, my chocolate ice cream with fresh berries. Let's take a look at what seductive energy you give off and how the karmics react to you. Obviously, we're going to look at the healthy soulmates as well, but obviously, I don't know, something about the way that I need to name this now that came through the last time I did this reading. That's why we're rolling with the karmics. So some of y'all are struggling in that area, so let's see if we can get some clarity. Okay? So tell me about the seductive energy about force giving off in their aura, and how are people reacting to them karmics, soulmates. Give me an overview, please. Incoming energy of the lover. You know what? Yeah, I'm shaking everything up. At the bottom of that pink deck, you have divine union. It's sitting there waiting to be surfaced. So like, I don't know, everybody starts feeling like you're their soulmate, okay? Like everybody starts feeling all romantic and in love because this is the play card. And so like people start feeling real flirtatious just by nature of your aura. So you literally have a seductive aura. I think you're the first pile that actually has one. So let me see what I got here. I got clarity and triumphant success. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that heart space. So Taurus, ruled by Venus and love, play, which feels like romance, heart chakra, like you light up people's heart chakra. You probably have a green aura. You have an aura that's heavy in your heart space. You probably come across as having a big heart. You probably have very attractive, like that may be a very attractive part of your body, like from the arms all the way to the shoulders to your chest, regardless of gender. Like that's an area of emphasis for people. So tell me more about my power 4, please. Yeah, we got trapped in fear. Something about your aura just feels really compassionate, but in you feeling like you have this big heart chakra aura, you paralyze people. Like people get stopped in their tracks, they freeze up around you. Okay, so what's this? Yeah, look at that. You got a lot of people with crushes on you. Like people fall in love with you easily. And I don't know that I've ever seen it as prominently as this pile. Lots of green though. Okay. But people just find you really attractive. They get paralyzed in fear. They freeze up. Look at that. The star. Hope. Lots of people. Right? Any collective space you enter, you take over the room. Okay? That's your energy. So tell me how the karmics are going to react. Okay, house 11, Pisces. Oh, okay, you're that group. Watch your karmics because you're saddest karmics, and I won't say the most traumatic because I don't know your past, and it could, like, I'm just reading this one-dimensional power, right, or multi-layered version of a piece of your life. You got to be careful because there's a lot of people that are attracted to you, that have secret crushes on you, that are emotionally invested in you in a way where they would be friends with you, they would be close with you just because they're so attracted to you, in hopes that eventually they have their chance. Now, a lot of these people, it would never happen with the Pisces, right? It's more of a fantasy. So they think you'll be friends, and then eventually maybe they'll have their chat as you get to know them, but really they end up hurt and devastated. And that's what makes them karmics, is they become hurt and devastated, which makes them hidden enemies. So it becomes a betrayal, backstabby energy, because you may value these friendships, but these are people that have genuine interest in you romantically. Okay. Your healthiest soulmate is gonna be your friend too. And that's why it's like that. That's the double layer. That's the polarity. Is your healthiest soulmates are gonna start out as friendships because it's gonna be a genuine compatibility where you're already attracted to each other. Right? It's just that the confusion happens where the karmics possibly even know that you're not attracted to them like that, and they're just hoping that as you get to know them that you start liking them more. Okay. So that's really sad, because now you got people pretending to be your friend and they're not, or pretending to be your acquaintance, pretending to be interested in whatever collective efforts, right? Because Aquarius rules a collective, so it rules all of our groups, our collective spaces, our hobbies. So now you got people pretending to be interested in stuff that they're not interested in just to get close to you. That makes me sad, because now you're thinking because that's not a discernment thing with you. You're thinking you're compatible with somebody because you're thinking y'all are interested in similar things, and they're not interested in that. Yeah, we got the sweet song. People think you have a very, very nice voice. So part of the allure with your aura is that as people are sitting in it, the way you sound, the way you speak, when they're talking to you, is magnetic. Right? You have a siren's voice. Pisces actually is the sign that rules sirens. So you have your whole energy is that of a siren. The way you sound, the way you look, the way you move. Okay. Even though we've got that earthy energy of Taurus, which technically Pisces could be a higher octave of Taurus when we talk about the planets that rule them. Accountability and disharmony. I don't even know why I kept pulling cards. Your aura is so vibrant that it throws people off. Like, it throws people completely off. Okay. All right, let me pull these other decks. So tell me more about the karmics and then how we identify the healthy soulmates, please. I think the problem is that the healthy soulmates are very cut and dry, in that they like you and they feel you out like the karmics. The only difference is that you're actually interested in them back. So I don't know that your karmics can really do any romantic harm to you beyond your feelings being hurt when you realize people are actually your friends, right? We got real talk, honest and direct communication, candid speech or conversation, laying it all out on the table. I feel like I've said this all evening. Your healthy soulmates are who they say they are. They're very direct, they're very honest, they're very clear. I don't think that your karmics would, that your healthy soulmates would pretend to be your friend. They would genuinely be your friend, but I think they would kind of hint and let you know, like, they're very interested in you. Like, they would say it. They would tell you they're interested in you. Okay? And that, yeah, you're friends, but they're interested in pursuing you. Okay? I don't even think that it's like that. I feel like most of your healthy soulmates are gonna just straight up say, "Hey, I want to get to know you. We can start out as friends, but I'm trying to like be with you for real." Because it's too direct. It's too direct to do the thing, and I think that may be the differentiator between the karmic and the healthy soulmate, is that the karmic would lean into you being fond of them as a friend or as a part of a group or hobby, and hope that that makes you more fond of them and that they grow on you romantically. We've got cakeage. Oops, my bad. We've got celebration comes at a cost, gatekeeping of joy, joy with strings attached, hidden cost. That's your karmics. Your karmics are hidden enemies in that they have unclear expectations. They have expectations of you that you may not be aware of. They may have expectations of you despite you having said no to those certain expectations and setting those boundaries. So that's not right. It's not fair. They're not bad people. They're just trying to manipulate you into being with them romantically, and you're not interested in that. So, Jane Doe. Lost identity, erased presence, silent voice representing all the missing, unheard, erased presence. Unheard. They don't listen to nothing you say. Like, your karmics don't listen to a word you say. They hear what they want to hear. They see what they want to see. They attach to you and they hear what they want to hear. They see what they want to see. They don't care what you say. If you say, "Oh, you're my really good friend. We have hobbies. I got somebody I'm with." They don't hear any of that. They just hear, "Oh, you're my really good friend. You might be more later." Like, even though you've never given them that, right? Assimilationist. Okay, what is that? We got a person of color who distanced themselves from their culture or to gain, favor or status within the dominant, often white culture. Oh, well. That's interesting, because what happens is, this is how you discern your karmics. They're going out of their way to impress you in a way that is phony, that is not them. Like, this is a strong word. Like, when we talk about people that are distancing themselves from their whole culture, but this is someone that would overly align with you. So, like, let's say there's a language barrier. They'll start like acting like they're not interested in their own language. Like, let's say they speak your language and theirs. They'll start speaking your language and act like they'll start down talking their own language, their native tongues, things like that. That's stupid. And like, they'll downplay like their culture, their ethnicity, and things like that, because they want to impress you. They want you to feel more like, so in uplifting you, they want to kind of put down everything that's not you. So, let me think of something that's not rooted in people's identity. Let's say you do, I don't know, maybe you like cats. Okay, this person likes dogs. They used to like dogs. They're a dog person. Everybody they knows are dog people. Their family is dog people. Now they're interested in you all of a sudden. "Oh, I don't like dogs. Dogs dirty." You know what I mean? Like, now all of a sudden dogs are offensive. They don't like dogs. They like cats because you like cats. Now you know you a dog person. I don't know why we're acting like you're not a dog person. That's your karmics. Okay? Or worse, if they're good liars, they start being like, "Oh yeah, I don't know why I ever liked dogs. I'm glad I don't like dogs anymore. You introduced me to cats." I don't know. I'm making up something random, but that's the vibe with the karmics here. The hilarious part about your healthy soulmates is that they are strict. They don't care what you like and what you don't like. The parts of you that are compatible have to have enough weight for them to like really be interested in you, because they're not like changing. Like, they are very direct. They're very honest. Okay. So tell me more. Oh, that's a lot going on. So many cards threw themselves out. We will take these two, and I'll take these. So your karmics are draining because they start putting themselves down, being real toxic, just always got something negative to say, especially about themselves and people like them or people that they know. Because, like, this is the type of person, these are the type of people that will talk bad about their friends, their family, and you probably like, okay, do you like anything about life? You know what I mean? Because you got feeling invisible, not able to be seen or heard. That's the second instance of they don't listen. They feel invisible. So they cling to your energy because you may be nice to them, where it feels like nobody else really likes your karmics like that. I hate to say it, but like, they still don't listen to anything you tell them. So what does underqualified mean? There's that insecurity and inadequacy, and they actually often are. They actually often are who they think they are. So when they have all of this negative self-talk, that's not just low self-esteem. They're self-aware. That's crazy because it's never come through the table before. But for your karmics, they know that they are not good enough for you, good enough for whatever life they want. They're like, they so negative because they know who they are. And it's not that they can't change. They're just comfortable and content being pessimistic and negative and things like that. Because we got progress and not perfection, which is moving along slowly but surely. Making mistakes is okay. Don't compare yourself. Personal journey. That's your healthy soulmate. Like, they're going to progress. It doesn't have to be perfect. They're going to be their version of perfection. Okay? So tell me more. That's how 4. Delulu. Yeah, your karmics are Delulu. There's another power. So if you pick both, yeah, my candle's crackling. That means you know you really dealing with some delusional people, and you need to make sure you're not letting them put you in Delulu energy. Okay? Because we got nearly wed. Okay. Yeah, your karmics are going to be delusional to the point where they feel like you're, even where you're not interested in them, because this is the one power where you are not really interested in your karmics beyond friendship and things like that. They so delulu, they still think y'all are going to get married at some point. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be your karmics. Soul's best interest, which makes sense because we had the divine union energy, which makes sense. Your karmics are like the Lulu like that because your healthy soulmates is probably one clear soulmate that basically you're going to end up truly with for real. Okay? Because your healthy soulmate is going to serve your deepest truth and your highest potential, even if it doesn't feel good in the morning. In the moment, I said morning. They wake you up early. Your healthy soulmates are going to wake you up early when you don't want to get up. But look at all this honesty, accountability. They're willing to shake the table and let you be mad at them because they're not going to people please. Because that's another thing too. Because of, by nature of what your karmics are doing, they're going to people please. They're never going to say no to you. They're never going to make you feel bad. They're going to let you self-sabotage because it makes you feel good in a moment. You know, your healthy soulmates are going to let you know when you're being silly because they want what's best for you. Let me get one more. What is this? Shugi. Okay, outdated, trying too hard to be trendy, no longer considered cool, especially by younger generations. Especially when we talk about people that are a little older, like your karmics that are more mature are trying too hard to fit in. And I know I'm leaning into the age thing because it's the card, but desperate to fit in, okay? Holy Grail. Your healthy soulmates are going to feel like the Holy Grail. They might be a little woo-woo. They might be into conspiracy theories, which your karmics also will be into conspiracy theories heavily, because they do Lulu. We have the Lulu card. Like, they're into things that outlandish beliefs and things like that. And look at me. I'm the woo-woo lady pulling the tarot cards and channeling energy. But I'm telling you, there's some things that certain people say that you know is way out there. I feel like I'm relatively normal to say I read tarot cards and things like that. Sometimes I see stuff I'm like, now you know. But yeah, this person may be interested in all of those things. But again, where we're talking about a healthy soulmate, it's just an interest in knowledge and learning and studying, right? With the Lulu side, that's why. Okay, so we've got spinning the truth, storytelling that disguises uncomfortable facts to avoid accountability. That word is on the table already. Or influence perception. Lies. Why y'all up with all these liars? I feel like most piles tonight are dealing with karmics or have a history of dealing with karmics. All they do is lie. Just lie all the time. That's crazy. This graffiti deck does not mind calling people liars. So good to know. This is my last stack of that deck. We'll see what's going on. We got foreclosure, loss of control or stability, unresolved tension or financial strain, point of no return. Let me tell you, the karmics know self-control. And that's the problem, is they can't handle the rejection. They hear what they want to hear. They're delulu because they truly cannot handle the truth. They can't handle the reality. They really need to be in like therapy and stuff like that. Because we got minimum wage of constantly trying to make ends meet, financial stress, limited potential, social inequality, and survival mode, and change in belief. Okay. So listen, you're healthy. All in all, your healthy soulmate's going to elevate your perspective. They're going to broaden your perspective. They're going to make you a better version of yourself, even when you don't like them for it. Okay. Like that's life. That's a normal, healthy relationship. Your karmics, like, they're not together. Okay. And once you get to know your karmics, even if you were initially fond of them and wanted to be friends, there's a reason why we got the house 11. There's something about it where you have a big heart and you connect with people, and maybe you're very fond of your karmics, but there's a reason why you want to keep this person in the friend zone or the acquaintance zone. Because I don't even think most of your karmics make it to the actual friend zone. I think you categorize them in their departments. Like, you got all these random little compartments in your brain, and you're like, okay, this person is with this hobby, this person's with this restaurant I like to go to, this person's with, work, this person's with this job I had, this person's with this organization. Like, you put these people in the boxes and they can't really make it past that, but you, in your interactions with them, your heart chakra aura makes them feel more personally involved with you than they actually are. You see what I'm saying? So watch that, especially when we're talking about people that may be in poverty, because we got a foreclosed home and a minimum wage. People that don't make money, people that don't have money, people that don't have a home or barely have a home. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if that's you, if I'm describing you, sending you positive energy and love, like, you're gonna be up. Like, I'm hoping that you be up soon. But what I'm saying is, compared to you, if you know you're very good at making people feel very important to you, and you may be doing a little bit better than someone specific. Like, you're not worried about foreclosure. Even if you make minimum wage, you're not worried about like what you have, right? Like someone else specifically, maybe. That's the thing. And that's why I'm being careful with my words, because I don't want to like make it seem like people that are on the brink of this, that make this, are lesser than. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying there's a very specific person where both of these may align with, that you kind of need to be cognizant of in your energy. Okay. So let me go ahead and get your advice and close you out. We do have karmic justice try to peek out, and it jumped out. Okay, so you're very likable. Okay, you're very likable, And that is why your aura is the way that it is. And that's how you end up in these karmic situations, is your charisma. You're very charismatic. And sometimes, I'm not saying dial it back, okay? Because this actually says the opposite of it. But you're just going to have to understand that every light has its shadow, and to be the version of you that you love being, that it looks like, this very likable, lovable person that everybody likes and loves, that people fall in love with easily. That's just the shadow of that, is that you attract that. Everybody likes you, everybody loves you. Not everybody, but the dominant energy is many people like you, many people love you, which means it's not always going to be reciprocated, right? It's not always going to be reciprocated. So I'm going to close you out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.